Just like to spend 5 to 10 minutes now just looking at some of the research we've collected and some of the information which you've put into. So much of this comes out of the membership census, which I know the majority of the clubs here in the room will have responded to, so I thank you for that. I know the time it takes to get that information together, but it pulls up a lot of interesting insight data for us, and we want to replay some of this to you now. So just a few slides. When you look at the total membership for 2016 to 2018, the figure, the map, shows the 2018 numbers. So in the Southwest, club membership numbers, 46,135. You can see from the graph it stayed broadly level over the last 3 years, 2016 to 18. Within the Southwest, there were 135 clubs asked to respond to this membership census, and these are the responses we got. So we're a large region in terms of sailing club numbers and also sailing club members. So that's really encouraging. When you look at the responses, when we do some manipulation of the data just to fill in the blanks for those clubs that haven't been able to respond, average club membership size in the Southwest is just under 400 members per club. So when we fill that in with those who haven't been able to respond, we get to around 52,000. Again, you've seen a slight increase since 2015 and maybe a little drop since 2017. I don't know how that's reflected in your own club in terms of memberships. When we look at junior members then collected from the membership census, here we are on the far right. As you look at it, you can see we have strong junior numbers, which has an upward trend. Very encouraging. Very encouraging indeed. And when you look at that in terms of actual numbers, it's around 7,000 junior members within the Southwest. Some of these may be swept up in the family membership as well, which your club may have. And we have around 9,000, or there are around 9,500 members who are clubs who you would count as family members. When you break that down as a percentage of the overall membership in UK compared to the Southwest, we have a higher proportion of family members in the Southwest in clubs than in England. So that's interesting to note as well. You are all family clubs, and that's really interesting. And I'm sure we all understand the importance of bringing those families and young people into your sailing clubs. Churn is defined as the number of leavers against the number of members. So within the Southwest, we have a slightly lower than average churn rate. You see with the red blocks, it spiked last year in the Southwest, a churn percentage. I think someone put their hand up at last year's conference and admitted it was probably them that accounted for the entire churn numbers in the Southwest, as they incorrectly entered the data. So we are subject to that. There is a spike. I see. If you looked at the trend, it does show a gradual increase. But the kind of challenge I'd set you and your clubs is we ask people to give the number of leavers. We ask for an actual membership, actual number, if you know that number, but we will accept an estimate. Actually, isn't it really important that you know the actual number of members who have left and some of the reasons why they might have left? We still don't see that from every club within the region. We still get estimated numbers. To me, that's really crucial. Really crucial. And to help with some of this, we did this year run a satisfaction survey Now, I know a number of clubs represented in the room will have taken part in this satisfaction survey, and there will be some further information on this. But the idea behind the satisfaction survey was to try and tell you some of the information coming out from your members. So what did the satisfaction survey actually say? It said there are a number of things you could look at as a club to help with what you were doing. So a lot of members accept that some processes are there and they are givens. So things like safeguarding, things like health and safety, you have to do well at the club. But this doesn't necessarily impact, usually, upon the satisfaction of your club members. There are some marginal things which may make a difference. So how good and how welcoming the club is in terms of environment, how appealing the changing rooms are and how easy it is to get changed, makes a marginal difference to a club member's satisfaction. It is important that what facilities you have. It is really important, but it doesn't outweigh some of the other things. This is all research coming out from club members. There are some hidden opportunities. It's the admin. How well do you market yourself? How well do you kind of put yourself to market? How does your website look? How would you attract new members? These are opportunities. They're hidden in some ways, and some clubs don't recognise it. Interestingly, the key satisfaction drivers, what meant the most to most members was soft skills. Do I feel welcome when I go to the club? Does someone say hello? Can I feel as though I can talk to anybody? Does anybody say hello to me when I go in the club? And so all of these sort of soft skills made a huge difference in the survey responses to how a club member feels about their membership. Again, were we surprised? A little bit, but actually it makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes absolute sense. So really interesting. We've drawn out some insight data. We have distributed the insight data to those clubs who took part. There are opportunities to be involved in the 2019 survey. So I've got information about how you do that. This just looks further at some of those soft skills and some of the really important things which people told us about what makes a difference and why they are satisfied being a member of their club, or perhaps dissatisfied because the survey actually went out to those who had left the club as well. So really interesting information coming out there. So the widest satisfaction gaps, where the difference is the biggest, is this whole area of soft skills. Okay. What the clubs who took part was a very detailed, and I'm sure those in the room who received the information found it a very detailed document with club-specific information about what their members have said and how you could potentially make a difference. So what's the difference between how the individual felt about the club and what would make a difference to make it better? So also included were some next steps. What can you do? What can we do to help you to make a difference for your membership? So it's a really interesting, strong and powerful survey.